off the show, we're going to talk about some embarrassing stories here. So feel free to leave yours down in the comments down below. Now mine, so as you guys know, I'm a rock climbing instructor, right?
Yep.
It's one of the things I do.
Yep.
And a lot of times when you're there, you'll see cute girls because cute girls like to do active things. They like to feel good about themselves and things like that. And sometimes you get like the boyfriends that come in that they see me and like, I'm not that fit, but I'm kind of fit. And like when you get me in my element of like rock climbing or something, like I'm gonna put them to shame every time.
Yeah.
And anyway, so the boyfriend will see the girlfriend talking to me. I'm literally just teaching her how to climb, and he thinks there's something going on. So he'll usually try to like show his display of power by like smacking her on the butt or something like that. And it's always kind of weird. Well, anyway, the other day I was in, and there were these two cute girls in there. No boyfriends to be seen. So I'm like, I'm going to show them what's up. I'm going to do something cool. So I run up to the wall and I jump, and I'm going to go catch this rock and pull myself up and do some cool stuff. Anyway, I jump with all my might, reach this big rock, and then once I grab it, it's like your whole body just kind of like is jolted for a second. Well, this was not the jolting that should have happened because every bit of gas in my body is quickly expelled out of my butt, and I farted real loud. And like, it's not like the kind of thing where like there was a lot of people there. No, it was the three of us. Literally the three of us. So like, Becky knew Cindy didn't do it. Let me just say that. But big weird guy over in the side, he probably did it. He probably did. So anyway, so I fart real fucking loud. They look over. They start to laugh. I start to laugh. And I'm like, oh. And I just kind of move my feet around on the wall and then just slink back into my corner and die. That was probably the most embarrassing moment of the past, like, at least week.
Nice.
Sucked.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Fired in front of girls?
Yeah,
honestly,
man.
I don't know if I have like any kind of recent embarrassing stories.
Okay.
But from my childhood, I have plenty of embarrassing stories because I was just this awkward little boy. Not very socially inept at it, or completely socially inept, I mean to say. Crush
the sentence.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nailed it. Anyway, so I want to tell one specific story from grade 6.
Throw it at me.
No, it wasn't grade 6. It's either grade 4 or grade 6. I can't remember a specific number. It was not grade 5. That's all I know. So what had happened is it was like lunchtime. There was about 20 minutes left. Telling my friends, I really need to pee. Like, really gotta pee.
Uh-oh.
And, like, they knew. I forget what it was in the morning, but, like, they brought in, like, I don't know, some weird juice for us to drink or something. And, like, I was downing water. I think it was, like, I don't want to say grapefruit juice, but, you know, it's kind of one of those not really standard juice. It's not like they brought in apple juice or something. You know, they brought it in something that was kind of, like, interesting. It's like, hey, this is a fruit that you don't normally get around here.
Okay, isn't grapefruit juice a load of bullshit, though? Because I remember the first time I had that shit, I thought it was poisoned. I thought it was orange juice because the container looks like orange juice. You start gulping that shit back, you're like, this is pretty... and the bitterness just hits you.
Another thing, and yeah, so this is kind of related. There was one day, I was kind of much younger, and I was just in the kitchen looking for something to drink. I opened up the fridge, and there's this little kid's cup with Kool-Aid in it, like cherry Kool-Aid.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I'm like, I look over to my dad. I'm like, what's this Kool-Aid here? He's like, oh, it was mine. I'm like, can I have it? He's like, yeah, sure. So I went and drank it. It was the grossest thing. I spit it out. And then my mom realized what happened. She's like, Justin.
What was it?
It was Kool-Aid plus vodka. I thought it was bad. I thought like Kool-Aid went off or something. But no, it's just Kool-Aid plus vodka. I feel like
paint thinner.
That must have been like a prank that my dad set, kind of looking back on it. Because why else
would it be in a kid's cup?
Kid's cup and top shelf of the fridge,
are
front
we talking
center.
Like sippy cup? Like what are we talking here?
Like previous like sippy cup, but it had like stuff taken off, like the top taken off of it. So it was just kind of like a regular cup. But it also had like Sesame Street characters and the alphabet around it. Like it was obviously like it was a small kid's cup.
Yeah, either your dad felt like trail trashing it up, or he was just trying to get you.
Yeah, I think he set up a prank for me.
Nice.
And yeah, totally worked out for him.
Hardly.
No,
Anyway.
spit it out. Anyways, yeah, back to the original story. Drank a whole lot of liquids, so I really needed to go at lunch. My friends knew that, and they're like, "Nah, you can hold it." I'm like, "I don't know, man." And he's like, "I bet you can't hold it." I'm like, he's like, "I double dog dare you to hold it." And like,
you don't win that bet. You win nothing from this bet, Kev.
I took it anyway. About 5 minutes too. I'm feeling really good, and yeah, that was all. That's all I could handle.
Okay.
And I did not win. It leaked.
You pissed your pants.
Peed my pants in like grade 6. You should have your bladder under control by then, kids. Or you just be like me. And, I don't know. I got to go home early, so that was kind of cool.
So, like, did a lot of people find out?
Honestly, not as many as you'd expect.
Oh, really?
It was definitely like a joke within my friend group for a little while, and I think there's some other people who found out, thought it was weird, but yeah, I don't know. Everybody forgot about it within a week, so
nice. That's not too bad.
It's a pretty good getaway for being a little kid who just peed his pants.
Especially grade 6. That's a tough time. Nicknames can stick around that time, all through junior high. Wouldn't be good. Wouldn't be good at all.
Indeed.
You talking about that, though, gets me thinking about pants pooping stories. I'm sure we all have them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give you mine because I really haven't had any good ones except for this one here. So literally my first memory. Same with Michael Stevens too. I thought I was the only one that had this, but I was listening to him on a podcast. Yeah, Vsauce. Yeah. He's like, my first memory is when I shit myself. He's like, I should record this memory. I remember this distinctly. I was in, wait for it, a onesie. Bad decision. I mean, I didn't make the decision. The person who dressed me didn't know I was going to poop.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was running, and I was running to the washroom, obviously, and I'm sprinting as fast as I can, and then it dropped.
Oh.
And it was bad because when you're in a onesie, that shit doesn't escape.
It just holds on to it.
Well, kind of. It rolled down the leg and onto the foot that was coming bounding onto the floor, squishing between my toes.
Dude.
Yeah.
You need a tighter onesie.
Oh, we threw that motherfucker out after. It was like...
Gross.
I just picture my parents peeling that thing off and be like, ugh. Like opening like a chocolate bar that sat in the car for too long.
Yeah.
Where it like kind of just like... Oh, bad. Bad. What's your pants pooping story?
This is another one. It was probably... I think it was like a year before that peeing story. So it's pretty old. Yeah, I was pretty old at the time. However, there's only so much you can do in some situations. And in this situation, I was a paper carrier.
Oh, fuck.
So, like, I have to walk around my neighborhood delivering newspapers. And if you're just walking around your neighborhood delivering newspapers, you can get a little bit far away from your house. And... I'm sure everybody's kind of experienced this in the morning where they get up and like they just feel fine.
You don't need a poop.
It just in general, you just feel fine when you wake up. You feel tired and groggy, and that's all you feel when you wake up until like, I don't know, 20 to 30 minutes later or something. So I'm like 15 minutes away from my house and I realize, do you know what? My intestines are not feeling good today.
Did you hear like the grumble?
There was grumbling. Like I had to walk around too, so it was like kind of like crampy too. And it wasn't good. And I don't know. I really considered knocking on people's houses, but I don't know. I was way too socially awkward for that. And fuck, the street I was on too was bare as fuck. It was just like there wasn't even like a bush I could go to
poop behind
or anything. So I'm like, okay, do you know what? I'm gonna stop delivering papers. I'm just gonna like speed walk to my house. And
all that butt movement though, it starts to loosen it.
It definitely jolted something loose, and I got a nice little surprise.
So now, explain to me the aftermath of this story.
Oh god, man, it's gross as fuck. I'm pretty sure I had like tighty whities on.
Awesome.
So
classic.
It kept the poop there.
Yeah.
But that's disgusting
Like,
too, because
did you
I
know-
still had to keep walking home
Okay.
with like this log.
After you filled your pants. So now, like, did you know that it came out? Or was it kind of like, I think it's still kind of in, or you're like, no, it
Oh no, it came out. Like I said, I wasn't feeling good.
it
came out.
Oh, so it was liquid?
I don't know. It wasn't like super liquidy, but it definitely wasn't like a solid mass.
Jesus Christ.
Slurpee.
I
Call it
should know.
Slurpee.
I should know. While we're recording this, I'm literally having a chocolate frosty.
Yes,
Probably
yeah.
a bad decision.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah, like that. That kind of texture.
Kind of like it.
So it contained in your pants. Now, was anyone nearby?
No.
So no one knows.
That's it. I don't know.
At this point.
My mom knew because I came home. She's like, hey, you shouldn't be done yet. I'm like, yeah, no, need to go to the bathroom. What'd you do? Can you deliver the rest of my papers? What'd you do? I pooped. I pooped.
Is that how the conversation went?
It was something like that.
pooped,
Obviously,
Mom. I pooped.
it was long enough ago that I don't remember clearly, but that was basically the gist of it. Because like I just went straight upstairs to the bathroom and didn't want to talk about it. I just wanted her to deliver the papers for me.
Yeah, and just be done of that terrible day.
Yeah, of course she kind of like railed on me a little bit for
Oh, really?
being irresponsible for my age, but I don't know.
For pooping your pants?
When you just get sick sometimes.
You get sick. Sometimes you got a little poop out, you know?
Yeah.
Little
Anyways,
poop out.
that was
Yeah.
that.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Are we done with the gross stories now?
I don't know. Are you done with the gross stories? I feel like you got more in
I
the
feel like
tank.
I'm more done than you, and you're the one eating the chocolate frosty.
Listen, everyone has their fetishes, okay? Don't blame me. I was born this way, Kev.
Yeah.
I was born this way.
Frosty being like a thick shake, basically, for those not prone to having Wendy's by
thick
them.
shake costs extra, actually.
Yeah.
That's a sex joke.
Masturbation. Okay. What have you been playing?
Awkward pause. Okay. What have we been playing?
Mm-hmm.
The latest thing I played was Mario Party. And that's the
Oh.
only game I've played actually in a long time.
Oh.
It was super drunk Mario Party
Yes, it was.
because we went to a beer fest.
Beer fest.
Yeah, you had fun.
That was good.
Yeah, to explain your morning a little bit.
So yeah, we went to a beer fest. We played Mario Party and drank more, and then we went out and drank a little bit more. Came back home. I was good. Actually, I don't know if you remember this though. We came back home at the end of the night, and I grabbed a beer, and then I went to the bathroom, and like I felt fine when I first got home, but after like kind of sitting on the toilet doing my thing, I had that beer, and I went upstairs, and you see me with it, and you're like, "You're gonna drink more?" I'm like, "Actually, I decided I'm not going to." And then I walked back downstairs, put it in the fridge, and then went back upstairs. And then we had some drunk talks.
Yeah, then we chatted for a bit.
Yeah, I'm so glad I didn't drink that final beer.
That would have been a terrible decision.
God, the next morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was bad.
I was hungover for the entirety of the day, and
You made the most disgusting throw up noises I've ever heard in my life.
I didn't have anything in my stomach because I didn't eat.
It was like there was a lot of guttural sounds there.
So there was not much coming out. There was
No.
some bile. It was thick too. It was kind of mucusy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
like a frosty. Like
Not like a frosty.
But you know what? I don't even think you were the worst off. The worst off was definitely Chris.
Yeah.
He didn't fare so well. So this guy, okay, we're going to let you guys behind something. So we tried to record a Drunken Mario series. And the thing about recording drunk series, as we learned by now, mistakes tend to happen.
A lot of them.
And the frame rate for the Mario, because like we're using on like an older computer just for convenience sake, the computer that's essentially our media center right now, it can't do it.
Yeah, I don't know. We did a test recording. Seemed fine. I guess we
Yeah.
just didn't test record enough. Like we should test record an actual game or
Yeah,
something.
because you were like, it's locked at 30 frames a second. I was like, that's great for
yeah,
a
I was
GameCube game.
actually
Fantastic.
surprised and felt good about it. And
Yeah,
I don't know. The final recording was
more like
it was
4
choppy.
frames a second.
Well, like
it was
it would just like freeze up pretty
lot.
frequently.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of footage, but anyway, so Chris, he showed up to Beer Fest kind of late.
Yep.
A little bit after us. Not kind of late, but anyway, so he'd been playing catch up all night. And he got back to our place and he's like, dude, I'm not even drunk. I'm like, yeah? okay, come with me. And then I played a game with him called, it's a Down East game. It's a great game. Very, very deep game. Drink the Thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game you never want to play.
Nope.
Basically, I just kept pouring shots of vodka. And I was like, okay, drink the thing. He's like, what? And so he drank it, and then I poured another shot, drink the thing. And he just kept fucking doing it.
How many did he do? I thought it was just 2.
I think it was a couple.
Oh.
Yeah. And anyway, so then I gave him like a glass of wine because I'm classy as fuck, obviously. And and then he polished off about 3/4 of a bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
And he got real drunk real fast. He could barely hold the controller.
Yeah, he wasn't like holding on to the controller.
He was useless.
He lost every single mini game. Yeah, and he just eventually just kind of passed out.
Fell apart, passed out on the couch, and then at some point, he passed out in my chair, just like reclining back, like the dead man's float is what it looked like if he would be swimming, kind of like that. And then he passed out on the couch, and then I woke up the next morning, and I guess he's a big man. He's like a giant of a man.
Yeah.
Just kind of lumbered about, and like the camera was knocked over. Our big light that we have to shoot videos was like on, but it was facing the wall. So I feel like he turned it on, but then forgot how to turn it off. So he just faced the wall so that he could get back to sleep. Like it definitely, I came down and I felt like Sherlock. I was like, ooh, what's going on here? Like you could piece together what happened and how it happened. And
I remember hearing him getting up though, and just hearing a lot of movement, a lot more movement than you expect one person to make. But
he's a big lumbering guy. Like
yeah.
Kind of like he's great and all, but like he's just like a tuba should be playing when he's moving around. He's not even like fat or anything.
No,
he's a big guy. But yeah, pretty funny stuff. But yeah, I just played Mario Party. What have you been playing?
So yeah, I think Mario Party is the only thing I've played as well. I've been like watching a lot of Dark Souls and like wanting to play Dark Souls. They even got it updated on the computer downstairs and everything. I just ended up not doing it because I was too hungover to even play Dark Souls, and that's pretty hungover.
Yeah.
Normally, like video games are really good for getting past a hangover. Like you just drink a bunch of water, play some video games. Once you're done, you're actually probably feeling good again.
Yeah. When I went to work, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go play Dark Souls, drink some soup. Didn't work so well.
Oh yeah, I had some soup and threw that up. Well, it really sucks when you can't eat. Yeah, but doing towards the end of the day, it was like 10ish or so. I'm like, dude, I'm kind of hungry again.
Yeah.
So I went and got Wendy's just real close by, and goddamn,
it hit the fucking spot.
It was the most delicious fast food I have ever had, and I'm 100% sure it was just because like my body was so lacking.
It needed
everything. Like it needed the grease and needed the salt especially, but like any other nutrient it could pull out of the food, like it wanted. Like even the pop tastes good, and fountain pop is normally pretty gross.
It's pretty gross,
but like it just that sweetness was just so perfect, and like the coldness, it was.
Yeah.
I don't know, just it was such more deep, complex flavor.
You can
out of
taste
fast
everything.
food.
Yeah, if you would put a blindfold on, you would have had a fucking orgasm, man. You could taste every molecule and how it was interacting.
Yeah, so if you want fast food to actually taste good, just get really, really hungover, throw up a whole bunch, starve yourself for 2 hours short of an entire day, and then eat fast food, and you'll enjoy it.
I'm gonna guarantee there is a restaurant in LA that has you go through that experience, so that you can really experience your food. I mean, those guys do some weird stuff, and I feel like that's probably not even cracking the top 10.
Yeah, some designer restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. You stay there for like 24 hours, and they put you through this shitty experience, then you get to eat a really crappy burger at the end or something. Classic.
Yeah.
So now you and I have been talking about something.
Something.
Well, okay, so if you haven't been following the channel much or anything like that, I'm trying to get into the games industry a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I ideally want to get like a producer job, which is like a pie in the sky job, but I think it's attainable.
Yep.
It's just going to take some work to get there. And for the longest time, I thought, well, and I'd also been led to believe this, that a good way to do that is to getting a QA job. And then you sent me a talk to GDC the other day that made me think like, ooh, maybe that's not right. And then I started thinking about like other friends who had stories that get into games, and it's like, maybe that's not right at all. So let's elaborate on this a little bit.
Yeah, well, like, excuse me here. Good cough.
Classy.
So yeah, this GDC talk was just like, normally like in the past, the game industry has had this whole normal kind of thing where you just do QA and then you do whatever, you just start in programming, whatever. Yep. But like what this guy brought is do you want this is mostly kind of anecdotal, but a lot of my friends in the game industry, including myself, are coming into the game industry not in that kind of standard contemporary path. And they're actually coming in from more interesting places. Like a number of the places we've seen was like, journalists of some sort.
Journalist or education. Or,
that kind of makes a little bit more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like that's probably more part of his clique. But there were some other more interesting ones. Like there was, I don't know, I think there was like a biology major.
Yeah.
In there, somehow just kind of swung everything around. There was somebody who had like a PhD in like some
There's one guy who was a professional
Middle East religions
player.
Or something. Yeah, there was a tuba player. Like, yeah, it's kind of funny because he was just basically saying,
yep,
if you want to get into the game industry, one of the best ways that you can really kind of beef up your resume and especially your interview is to have an interesting story.
Do cool shit.
Yeah,
that's pretty
sweet.
much it. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm too successful. I mean, this channel's the coolest shit I've made in a while. Oh, awesome. No, I'm doing some other video projects and things like that, and I'm kind of getting to a point where people want me for video projects, which is dope.
That is cool.
Yeah, I know, which I didn't expect. I mean, I'd like to get a couple out soon.
Yep.
It was a bummer. I'm going to let you guys on something. So I was doing this cool video project. We're still super excited. It's getting sent to someone like pretty important in my mind, at least. And my hard drive crashed and I lost all of the recorded footage. No, not all the edited footage. Luckily I can re-edit, and that's what I've been doing pretty much today. But it was a bummer. Massive bummer. Screw you, Toshiba. You fucked me. You fucked me one too many times, I tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, just try and make cool stuff and get into games, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a little bit of programming, and you and I are actually intending on doing something to help with that.
Yeah, so one thing that's really, really great, just to kind of get yourself out there, in kind of two ways, is doing game jams. So one of the first ways, it's the most obvious. If you want to get into the game industry, make games, it's just kind of one of those things.
It makes a lot of sense.
If you want to argue to somebody that they should hire you, you should at least show them that you're capable of making video games. So, that's a great part of it. But the other fantastic part of doing game jams is it kind of gets you involved in a community side of it.
And a community of people that
really, really big
games. You know what I mean? Like,
today, actually, I watched a talk by the guy who made Antichamber. I can't remember his name right now.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. I never purchased
so it was just like
seeing it.
Yeah, it was this Unreal Engine kind of physics puzzle, kind of mind bender type game. And he just talked about his process. I think the talk is called like Overnight Success, 9 years in the making.
Yeah.
And it's very, very true. And basically most of the work that he put in to make the game successful was actually just the marketing, getting involved with people and, making the right connections, that kind of stuff. So yeah, getting involved in communities like that's huge.
Yeah, it's massive. It's interesting though for an industry like this, because I feel like I'm not in the minority when I would say like, really socially awkward. And I feel like a lot of people, especially in the games and like program kind of industry, are really socially awkward. We're all kind of nerds. It's part of it. It's good that you are, but like it's interesting that it still relies on this networking of people and things like that, and you just try and be the cool nerd.
Yeah, well, I don't know. He talked about it, and it like kind of makes sense sometimes. Like, he basically just went to a whole bunch of events, and he made friends with people. Right. And because he made friends with people, he got a lot of the connections. One of the biggest ones being that he entered his game in like some Unreal competition, and actually met with like the president guy because he did really well in the competition. And
nice.
Then later on, that same president of Unreal ended up recommending Steam to get what would become Antichamber on the Steam store.
Right.
And like
this
that
is
guy,
before Greenlight, wasn't it?
Yeah, before Greenlight and everything.
Yeah.
That guy would have had no way to get that onto the Steam store himself. Like Steam was like, oh, it's just another developer. You have the president of Unreal come in.
It's going to make a bit of a difference.
Yeah, and he had a whole bunch of similar things like that where, he made kind of small news, which, normally like no press person would ever want, but he was friends with a couple of press people, and it was slow news day, so they were like, oh, hey, this game's changed from being called Hazard: A Journey of Life. It's now called Antechamber. Like they put out that news just because he was a friend and
people
slow
are like, what
news
the hell's
day.
Antechamber? You know what I mean? And then people talking about it.
Yeah.
Potential sales.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of more people would hear about it, like the better. And he just made all those connections and stuff, and yeah, it really helped him out. So community, especially for indie games, is hugely important.
And I think something, as I'm starting to learn more too, and I guess it can be said about learning anything, is that it's not magic. But when you see it from someone else, you're like, fuck, only geniuses can do this and things like that. But like when you start to understand a little better, I'm still very, very new to it, but it's like, no, these are just people like me. Like they're as stupid as I am, like just piecing stuff together.
I just put work in, figure stuff out.
Yeah, hope something happens.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest offenses for people thinking that way has to do with art. You know, people always say like, "Oh, you have such a gift for drawing, gift for painting." Yeah. It's not a fucking gift.
It's a lot of goddamn
people
work.
who like drew and painted or whatever since they were kids.
Yeah,
for years and years of life, and devoted a lot of their later like kind of teenage years to like really, really getting good so that they could do it professionally. And, that's why they're good. It's not because they were like, gifted at birth with whatever gene it is that makes you a good artist. It's right between the blonde hair gene and the sixth toe gene.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like that exists.
And that's always ticked me off too. Like when I started playing guitar back when I was 16, I couldn't keep a beat to save my goddamn life.
Yeah.
I could barely play through, and like I was very not good, very, very not good. But now I'm like, not to toot my own horn, but it's probably the thing that I'm best at, I would say. Like I haven't done a lot of shreddy stuff since, but like a lot of people know me as like that guy who can do cool guitar shit. And that's awesome. And then you get people saying like, "Oh, I wish I was just naturally talented like that." Like, no, I was really bad. This was easily 10,000 hours of work to just get mediocre. So no, I get a kick out of that. People just assuming natural talent like that. I mean, there is some specific things that can happen with like athletes.
Yeah, that's mostly when you're actually like comparing yourself against like, everybody else in the world and seeing who's at the very top. Yes, there's some like, genetic predispositions. If you want to be really good at basketball at top level, you should probably be real tall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you should probably be real tall. And there's other things with like the way that your body will absorb certain nutrients.
Yeah.
And then nutrients?
Sure.
Good job, Nathan. Good job. You're a science student.
Double plural.
Anyway, yeah, and like specific people are better tailored for things like that, like high level like mountaineers.
Yeah,
are better for things like that, and just because they're built to be badasses. So I mean, yeah, maybe we're not all given a fair hand, but it's pretty even.
You can still get plenty good even if you don't have whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
the perfect body for something. Sure, it's not going to stop you from getting good. It might stop you from being, top 10 in the world, but screw that. Don't expect to be top 10 in anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of an unrealistic expectation that kind of really sets you up for failure.
Yeah, it does.
100%. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So we moved.
Yes, we did move. We're in a new place now.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's been good. I think we're in a better place now. I feel more kind of creative here. I don't know about you.
Totally.
Yeah,
100%.
And it's kind of had this weird effect though, because we moved and we were doing not productive things like the past week, basically.
Yeah, because a lot of focus was on the move and on that.
Yeah,
shit.
And just sorting out all that other shit. Like I don't know, it's made me feel kind of bad. It's like, I need to get progress on stuff, but then on the other hand, it's like I couldn't. But yeah, now we're in a really good place. I'm really excited for. I don't know.
Yeah, lots of
making
projects
stuff.
And it's just another benefit is it's an older place, so we have a lot more. Like, there's way more character in this spot now than there ever was, because we'd never put anything up on the walls of the old spot or any of that shit. Like, it's definitely a bonus. I still get a kick out of when both of our moms checked out the spot, though. Oh my god! So, how would you describe my bedroom, Kev? I think there are jail cells bigger.
Yes, there are. Actually. First time I was in Melbourne, I went to an old jail that's been shut down there, and those jail cells were bigger.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, guaranteed.
The isolation chambers were not, but the jail cells were bigger, yep.
Yeah.
Your floor is your bed.
Yeah, my bed touched 3 walls. It's good.
Yep.
It's good. And, like, it's pretty close to the 4th wall. Can't fit much.
Not quite breaking it yet, but.
Yeah, no, not quite breaking the 4th wall. But Yeah, no, it's good here. I like it. The move was interesting. It was a lot of fun. I got a kick out of, so I was telling this story to a girl the other day, and of course I embellished it a little bit, as I'm going to do right now. You can't believe the word I say. I'm a liar. What do you don't know? Or maybe I'm lying right now. Who knows, Kevin?
I do.
Was that breaking the fourth wall?
No.
Okay, cool.
It's really hard. We're talking about ourselves.
It is hard.
Yeah, so we're kind of already
like me
there.
Anyway, so my grandfather, God love him, God rest his heart, he was trying to help out, and I only see him every once in a blue moon. This is like, I don't know, last time I saw him before that was probably like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And he definitely isn't all there anymore. He used to be, but he was trying his best, and we were packing stuff into boxes, and he was going, and he was like, how can I help? I'm like, just take the light stuff, take it up, it'll be fine. He definitely has dementia.
Yes.
That is obvious at this point.
If you want help moving, don't take somebody with dementia.
Yeah. He was literally taking random shit that wasn't ours and tossing it. Like, he was like taking empty bottles and putting them in with just other shit. And it's like, what? Like I think I saw him pick up garbage at one point.
Well,
there was stealing the remote of the other house.
Yeah, there's a bag of garbage in the living room. And your sister asked me what it was. And him and your grandmother were there. I'm like, oh, it's just a garbage bag. You can just throw garbage in it. Sure enough, we get to unpack things.
There's the bag of garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely made for some interesting times.
Yeah, and just like a lot of shit in really random places. You're like, what is this? Like,
yep.
But yeah, it made for some funny times. But it also got me thinking about messy places, because this place, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, before we started to move in here.
It's a little gross.
It was bad. The fridge needed to be thrown out. So what happened was their power got cut off for 6 weeks. And they didn't do anything to the fridge. They just kept it closed for 6 weeks. It's summer. Shit gets hot.
Yep.
It was bad. It was really, really bad. It was full of maggots. Yeah.
I very thankfully wasn't here for any of that fridge, other than it being on the side of the road, which is far enough away for me to not experience.
He opened it up, and I thought I was going to throw up. It was open for maybe 2 seconds, and I had to go outside to get some air. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever smelled in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Oh, man, this place was so gross. It was just like grime all on the walls and everything like that. And it's a lot nicer. I mean, it's not like spotless now. There's still boxes and shit around, but it's not like disgusting.
Still got a bunch of like little unsightly things about it and stuff, but it's, I don't know. Doesn't feel super unlivable now or anything, so that's
super good. Unlovable.
Livable.
Oh. So we're going to round up the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we should end the show almost in the way that we began, because I started to think about gross things, and I got a funny story.
Okay.
So I never tell you, you met Nick once or twice, right?
Is he the one that got way too high that one time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that Nick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he's a character and a half, and we went out drinking. And whenever we go drinking, it's not good for either of us. That's not plugged in.
I found that out.
Now you know. He tried to turn on a light. Didn't work.
I was just curious.
So anyway, he's quite a cat. And we went to this bar together. And we get there. And he's like, I'm like, do you want to drink hard? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, let's drink hard. And the girl's like, what do you want? I'm like, I'll have 2 pitchers. She's like, okay, cool. Good stuff, boys. I'm like, no. You got to get something too. So then he got 2 pitchers. And then we're literally drinking from the pitchers, because we're big dummies like that. Anyway, we start drinking a little too fast for him, and the carbonation starts getting to him. So he's like, oh, I got to go to the washroom. I'm like, okay, cool. So anyway, he's in there taking a poop, and he had his underwear down to his ankles. Well, anyway, he realized he had to throw up. He then leaned forward, threw up directly into his boxers. It caught it. It caught it perfectly. There was none on his pants. So then he took the underwear off. He then tied it up in a bow, and we put it in someone's flower bed. Worst fucking present ever. But the night doesn't end there.
Of course not.
No. It never ends there with him. So then we're like, we got to get out of this bar stat. So we went out and we went over to another bar called The Factory.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, things will be better here. This is going to be fine. So we get in. I'm hanging out. I'm dancing with some girls, having a good time. And then Nick comes over. And he's covered in puke and getting kicked out. I'm like, what the hell did you do? He's like, I didn't throw up, I swear. I guess he went into the washroom and another guy was going to puke. And Nick literally walked in the way as he was going to puke. And he puked all over Nick. The bouncer then saw this, thought Nick puked on himself, ripped him out. He's like, you guys are out of here. So then Nick takes his sweater off. And we ditch that somewhere. So now he's just, it's like a game of strip throw up. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing, but he just fucking keeps getting shit puked on. So then he's like, yo, man, let's just go somewhere else. Then we went to another bar called Peaks.
Yep.
And if you don't know Peaks, it has very steep stairs up the front.
Mm-hmm.
Very steep stairs. So anyway, so we get up there and he tosses his disgusting puke hoodie in like coat check. But like, he's never going to get it. He just wanted to be a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
So he just threw it in there. And douche move, by the way. But I was very drunk. So anyway, so we get there. And then again, I'm dancing with some girls, having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
We end up with these cougars for a bit, and we're hanging out, having fun. She gives me her glasses, and then I take them and put them on Nick. And then he's like, okay, man, I'm going to go to the washroom. I'll be good. I guess he slipped and fell down the stairs. And he slipped on like some drink or something and then smashed the glasses, and the glasses ended up like cutting his head a little bit, so he had blood coming down. So then when he gets at the bottom, they thought he was trash drunk. So they're like, because of course at the bottom of the stairs a little bit of a fight was breaking out and he fell right into the fight, right? So then they thought he was involved. They're like, get out of here, I'll get the cops over. So then he's calling me on my phone. He's like, man, I don't know what happened. I slipped and then I woke up and an officer was tossing me. We had to bounce. But like, what an unfortunate night.
That's hilarious.
Literally. Two of those, definitely not his fault. The one where he threw up in his boxers, that's his fault, but that's just funny as hell.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
What a guy.
Yeah.
Gross.
I'm glad I've not experienced a night like that.
Oh, really? Do you have anything close?
No, I don't think so.
Because I got another Nick story.
Okay.
Okay, so then another night, started off at Old Dublin again. Started off with a couple pitchers, having a good time. He then gets a little too far on his pitcher and just fills it. If you know what I'm saying. Emptied it into his mouth, filled it up again. So we're like, time to leave here. So no one saw it. We just left the pitcher on the table. Time to peace. So then we're like, let's go somewhere else. So then we went to go get some pizza.
Yeah.
And it was a good idea. It was very cheesy pizza. Key part, very cheesy pizza. Anyway, so we're eating this pizza. It's pretty good. He then finishes it, and he's like, uh-oh. So then pukes on the floor. So we're like, time to get out of here. So we peace. And we then went down to the Globe.
Yeah.
So the Globe was open at this time. So then we're hanging out there, having some drinks. He actually isn't throwing up at this point. So I'm like, this is good. We're going to have some fun. So then he decides to climb a tree. Whatever. It ain't no big thing. It's nothing big. He then sees a stop sign that I guess was getting up in his face because we were with some girls and he wanted to show his strength, right?
Against the stop sign, yes, of course.
So he's like, I'm going to kick this stop sign's ass. He then punches it as hard as he can. His hand just starts gushing blood. It's like, well, that was a bad decision because he didn't punch the sign itself. No, he punched the metal post that is like, it has the holes in it and it's kind of jagged sometimes.
Why?
Good decision. Needless to say, he did not beat the stop sign. He didn't come close at all.
Nope.
It was real bad. So anyways, so then we get back. And I get him all helped up, and I'm like, okay, are you good? And he's like, yeah, I think I'm good. He's like, I need some water. I'm like, okay, we need some water. Good. Because my buddy was letting me stay at his place for the night. He's like, hey, you guys crash at my place. It'll be good. You don't need to get a cab or anything like that. You'll be fine. So we're like, awesome. Thanks a lot. You're the best. So we go back to his place, and Nick is looking fine. Not too bad. I'm not too upset. So I'm just like hanging out there with a basketball, and I'm pretty drunk.
Yeah.
In my own right. It's not sloppy drunk. I don't really get that way most of the time. And I'm just hanging there with the basketball. And I just remember holding the basketball. And then I woke up. I closed my eyes. And then I woke up and it was morning, still holding the basketball. So I'm like, that's kind of weird. Something smelled odd. He threw up everywhere. And the consistency of the throw up. So he threw up into the glass that I gave him, but the cheese just pooled on top, and it was over fucking everything. This whole counter covered in puke. He puked on this guy's couch, puked on his nice new pillow. He puked on everything.
Wow.
It was real bad.
Okay.
Real bad. I guess the guy's roommate came home and he's like, yo, your friends are here. Very unbro-like. And he's like, what do you mean? He was like, oh, did Nathan do something? He's like, I don't know which one's Nathan, but there's a lot of puke. Yeah.
Wow, that's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Nick needs some stomach fortifications.
I don't know what happened. He just pukes a lot. It's gross.
Yeah, it is gross.
He's like such a small guy. It just kind of like comes right back out of him. It's real bad.
Yeah, it's
gross. Puke.
Cheese,
good stuff. This is our second
puke.
episode in the row talking about puke.
I know.
We're just a couple of gross
maybe we'll
guys.
get off gross topics someday.
I don't know.
They're
It's
kind of funny.
It started off with a story about farting, ended up with some puking. That's the EhCast for you today, ladies and gents.